It's me and Dr. V. How are you all doing today? It's Wednesday. Great to see you, Dr. V. Great to see you.
Good
We're
to
all
see
here.
you.
Good to see you. We're all here to talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about, but it's going to be focused on Iran, at least initially, and how it's going to affect our economy here and other things we have to do as we're going forward. I'm going to put out there what I think is going to be happening. I think I've hit a lot of it hard already. That's why I want to hit it. And then we'll have Dr. V jumping in and telling me how wrong I am. Then we'll get over it, and then we'll be happy, and then we'll be going forward and agreeing on everything else, and then we'll end up laughing about something at the end. Who knows what that'll be, okay? You never know with Dr. V and me, man. Something happens, we just start laughing. Sorry. So let me start at the beginning. We are an opinion group. We just give you our opinion based on facts as we see them. We watch all the TV stations, so CNN, which may not be around much longer, MS Now, Fox, 1, 2, 3, 4, News Nation, and then the Times, the Post, the New York Daily News, the Journal, Times, Post, and the Times. Right, we got them all. So that's all looked at minimally. Sometimes the Atlantic's thrown in. I just got to do all this reading. It just gets crazy. But that's what it's all based on, and we tell you what we think, and we're glad to get your input. Okay, where are we? Iran. Let me go over a couple things because it started about a week ago. Dr. V and I got in a little bit of a heated disagreement, but it was over this about a week ago, and this was the issue. I said then I was against going into Iran, but that if we went into Iran, we had to hit them with everything we had. Dr. V said, I agree we shouldn't go into Iran. That was really our big issue. We shouldn't go into Iran, we didn't think. But he said, a little pinprick here, let's see what happens, how they would respond. And my response was, if we just did a pinprick, then we would have a real problem because they would have time to come back and really hurt our people. Remember I said
You're not characterizing what I said correctly.
What am
What I
saying?
said was, no matter you go with a pinprick or go in with everything, it's not going to make any difference. I still don't see any outcome that's going to be worth the time, treasure, and life that we're going to put into it.
Well, you're not disagreeing with me, Dr. V. You're not disagreeing with me.
Right.
What I'm saying is what you said, is that you said a pinprick. You thought throwing all the weapons in, hitting them head on was wrong. You thought that. But you thought a pinprick may get their attention. I thought you didn't know.
Let me characterize what I said.
What did you say that was different?
Okay, not a pinprick.
I was calling it a pinprick.
The alternative to going in there and just blasting them with everything we have is, and the only solution is some sort of diplomatic solution.
But that we've agreed on. That's not the issue.
So that's the only answer.
It isn't the only answer.
Not to go in and to find some diplomatic answer that is going to help prosperity and the welfare of the people who live in that area. And I didn't see where any military action was going to be helpful. Now, I'm not necessarily opposed to surgical things like it occurs once in a while, to just sort of make the point that if there's a bad guy in there, that bad guy suffers consequences. But I'm not in favor of going in there to try to change a government for regime change. I'm in favor of supporting those who do support regime change, but that's their responsibility. That's their prerogative. It's not our prerogative to tell other countries what they should do.
I haven't changed what you said, Dr. V. I've said it. Just sit back and take a breath and enjoy it here. What I said was that you said exactly what you just said.
Yes,
and
right.
That I disagreed and said that either we don't do it, or if we're going to do it, then we should smash them as hard as we can, because if we don't, we open our people up, our military up. If we do a pinprick, this is what I said.
Okay.
If we do it a pinprick, we open our military up for a situation where we could get hurt, because if we don't do much, then we haven't hurt them. They come through with whatever and hurt more of our military, and then we have to ramp it up, and we've lost the surprise and all the rest. That's what I said, and I'm happy we did it this way. I'm not happy we did it I'm happy we did it this way because we have only lost so far 6 people. We could lose more,
Mhm.
but we've only lost 6 people because we have them back on their haunches. And I also said, Dr. V, if you remember, and I'm sure you do, I said the other thing to remember about the Iranians is not the Iranians, the group, the government group, the Khomeini people, the
Yeah,
IRGC and
right.
them, was that they just believe that living is cool, but dying is better. And that if we hit them, and they don't care on a pinprick, they will fight to the end. I told you that. I said, because to them, life is not, is like I said, cool, but not, at least for that group, not for most Iranians, but for that group that runs it there, the Revolutionary Guard and all those people who are just, and all the imams or whoever they are, who think they talk to God and they bring it all down. Except for that, but that's the problem. So they were going to fight and fight and fight. So I don't think I've been wrong so far.
I'm not sure what going all in has helped. What's that done?
Helped. We've only had 6 people die.
I look at that as we've had 6 people die.
Okay, that's just what happens in war, Joe. How do you not expect not to lose people in war?
You don't have the war.
Oh, wait, you're missing the point.
You don't have the war.
It doesn't matter. We're there. You and I are talking about where we stand today. We were talking about all I was doing was filling people in on where we stood a week ago. And now we are talking about where we think we should go today. Talking about not going in is a waste of time. All we have to say is we agreed on it and they went in. And where we disagreed was you thought we didn't have to hit them as hard. I think we have to smash them. And my thought was because that group just believes that death is better than life, and they don't care. And so far, wait a second, Joe. So far, I haven't been wrong because they've been hitting everybody, and they've been just shooting at everybody. They even shot at Turkey. They're shooting at everybody and everything. So they don't give it. They don't care. Life to them, they just want everybody to fight and make it all happen. And this is what they were going to do to us down the road anyhow. If we didn't hit them hard, just think how many more people would be getting hurt.
0.
Oh man, are you wrong?
0.
If we didn't do anything, but we
wait a
did.
Second. We had an agreement with them.
It doesn't matter.
And guess how many people died?
Joe,
0.
It doesn't matter. We've agreed on that. The past doesn't matter. You can't change the past. You can only change the future. We're talking about where we are. We are now in the middle of smashing them hard. They are hitting everybody else in the area. Where do we go from here? That's where we are. And that's the bottom line right now.
Well,
I mean, that's what we keep talking about. So
did they vote? Did the Congress vote to
have that? It's their call. We'll see. They're talking about
that's
it.
That's what you do.
They're not going to pass it.
Revoke.
They're not going to pass a war powers resolution. They've been letting presidents do this since the beginning of time. Okay,
here's a difference. Here's a difference. If we are being attacked, then the president does have a right to defend the country. But that's not what happened here. This was a war of volition.
You're back. Go ahead.
I'm back.
You're back.
This was a voluntary war. In a voluntary war, you go to Congress first. You get the support of the American people behind it. If it's there, and if it's not there, then don't. And here's my point. And here, let me just finish it. Here's my point. When we established the Constitution, the people who did that realized that you can't put absolute power in the hands of one or a few people because they can make mistakes. The beauty of our government is a checks and balance system. So you're right. The president has the control of the military, but he has to ask Congress for the right to use that.
No, he doesn't, Joe.
In a voluntary war.
Not for the Joe. Congress has ceded that power to him. They ceded it in Vietnam. They ceded it everywhere. They just had excuses. That's what they do. And they're ceding it today. You can talk all the idealism you want. They're going to have a vote and they ain't going to pass it. And even if they pass it, it's going to be a bupkis. It'll be by this much and it ain't going to pass in the Senate. So that's where we are.
Well, then where we are is that then people have a vote and it's recorded. And
Well,
then
they're
the
going to
people
do
who
it.
elect those individuals can say, I want to vote for senators
Cool.
and congressmen that are going to uphold the Constitution
Cool.
and vote those guys out. That's
Cool.
the checks and there's always checks and balances.
So what? Between now and September, you have more people dying. Between now and that's when the primaries are, right? Between now and September, I'm sorry, that's when the elections are September, no, November. But I think there are a lot of primaries in September. So between now and then, you have all that going on. Joe, I'm with you. I think it's great to hope. You can't make it happen. This guy has made a decision. He's 80 years old. He's power hungry. He's been pushing it around. And this is where we are. To me, the bottom line is, to me, Mark, okay, is that we're there. I want to win. If I'm there, I want to win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. To me, there's no issues about, I got to worry about the Iranians.
Yeah. So are you willing to put American troops on the ground?
No, wait a second. I'm not willing to do anything. I got no call on it. I didn't even want us to be there.
You want to go all out. Does that include putting American troops?
You know, you're changing it. Of course, I don't want boots on the ground.
Well, then we're not going all out. We're just doing an air.
No, yeah, you're no military guy. When were you in the military service? When you're in the military service, you tell me what all out is. So far, we're pumping all out. They're up there. The people, General Kane is sitting up there every morning, and I'm watching his press thing, and they were going all out. They're on the map. They're pulling it in.
I don't have to be in the military to know that anytime you have an air war, you're not going to get
that's a different
satisfactory
issue.
activity in the country to have regime change.
You can't do it with nine. They already changed the regime. The question is, are they going to change the way the regime does things? Right. The other part is
have a meaningful change in the country.
So, well, who knows?
You can't do it with an air war. It's never been done.
It doesn't matter, at least to me. To me, all that matters is what we're going to do the next 2 or 3 days. Okay, I ain't worried about regime change. I ain't worried about who's going in there. I'm worrying that we're there. I want to win. So in my approach is, I mean, I don't want anything to happen to the Iranian people, but in my approach is I want to win, and all I care about are the Americans. Okay? That's what I care about. The Israelis are our allies, and if there are any allies with us, the Saudis, the Qataris, they're not sure what to do. They're all being attacked, but they're all being very defensive and about to come onto it also, Joe. So with all these friends going, I don't want any of our friends hurt, and I don't want any of us hurt. So I just am worried about the next few days to see where we go with it. But they're slowly pulling it in, and we'll see what happens from there. They're dreaming, who knows? They're dreaming about trying to get the Kurds in from Iraq. They don't want to do it. So you have the Kurds from Iran, but Turks hate the Kurds. They have real issues with the Kurds. In Syria, the Kurds got knocked out. So what we're going to force the Kurds to come in. So you have all that coming in. Those are the fighters. And then what do you want to do? Split up the country? I don't know. But that's days, weeks off. Right now, all that matters is as long as we keep hitting them, I just want to smash them. And they seem to know what they're doing, Joe. They're hitting the people. They're hitting areas. They're going for specific parts, according to what they've shown here. They're going specific parts of Tehran where they run the people, the IRGC, all those guys. And they're taking those establishments or buildings out and going for it. And I go, yeah. And that's what you got to do. And so hopefully soon what they're doing is they're still doing most of their shots, their missiles from the distance. They own the skies, but they don't totally own where they have to worry about getting shot down. So they're still shooting from away. But if they have total control, which is what they're hoping to have in the next couple of days, we then send in the bombers, the B-52s and those that have just lethal junk and just sit and drop everything on there. But I'll tell you this, and people are going to be missing this. You got the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is that little area that comes around. A lot of oil comes through there. A lot of other goods go through there. Mm-hmm. We got to start looking at that also and how that's going to affect us. Everybody talks about oil. Well, oil has gone up 20 cents around here, Joe. I don't know how much it's gone up in your area. It sounds about right. I assume it's about the same. We're right down the road from each other. So I assume it's about the same, but it's up. And so you look at that, but oil goes up and then goes down. The issue is what goods are going to be coming through the Strait of Hormuz. And listen to what the president is doing. He's talking about giving insurance to boats going through there. American insurance, I assume backed up by America's guarantees, and we will escort them through as they're going through the Strait of Hormuz. You're setting yourselves up for drone hits and other things as you're going. That's a lot we've got to think about, while at the same time we're talking about trying to get the Kurds to come in. Think about this, Joe. This is like craziness. So I'm hoping that if we just keep putting on the heat, we'll get something out of it. But the problem is, to me, the bottom line is, as long as those people are in power, since to them death is better than life, it's cooler than life, they're going to fight to the end because they figure they got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
It's just a different life. It's a different way of looking at life. And I'll tell you this too, and everybody better get ready for this. We're going to have to buy so many new munitions. You're going to hear Trump. I'm just thinking we're going to see in the future, go into these corporations and say, hey, you Raytheon, hey, you General Dynamics, you start doing double, triple, quadruple. I want this stuff built now, so we're ready for something next week or the week after. And you're going to start, which means you want to talk about the military industrial complex, which is something we grew up with. It's going to be like overnight, but we have to do it because we are emptying out all of our weapons. And what the other thing is going to be outrageous, Joe, is that it's going to be all new weapons coming in. You're going to have your basic stuff, but you're going to have the new stuff coming in. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we'll be smart and start looking at solar and start looking at the sun and start looking at how we can take the energy of the sun and use it instead of destroying all these solar plants where we need the energy, where we can build a battery. I put back, I haven't gone all the way back, but on April 3rd, 2023, on Just an American Citizen, I said, it's right there. I said, we got to do a skunk works and really get focused on batteries and get focused on the sun so that we own it, because you want to be able to hold it in your hands. You know, people laugh. You can't laugh. You see the lasers on Star Trek, Joe? Those lasers have major energy. They can do things. We need to have the same type of situation. They're doing little lasers with the, I think the Israelis did it, and then we tried to do it down in Texas. I think we shut down that airport down in Texas because we shot down a balloon with a laser, I think. But if we get total control of it, I mean, you could have a laser, could have a wide beam, take out a whole bunch of things. You own the world. I'm not meaning it that way, but the power would be incredible, and what it could do for the world, what it could do for food, for good stuff, and for defense. But that's what we should be looking at, because all that cash, think about it, Joe, $1.5 billion is going to be coming in. He's going to be pushing it through. That's going to come through, and we're going to be buying all this stuff. Get ready. It's Star Trek. It really is, because if you look at all the old scientific sci-fi stuff, Ray Bradbury and Clark and all these guys, it all came through. True, look at Star Trek. What was it? The next generation? They had iPads. I mean, these guys, hey, you had your flip phones. Then you could call up. Come on, man. It's happening. That was the original. You could just zip everywhere. That's what we need to do to get ready. But you're going to start seeing some of that, along with quantum computing and stuff. But between now and then, and Joe's into quantum computing, and now between now and then, we're going to have a situation where we have to worry every couple of days. Are we going to lose people? What are we doing? And hopefully, we are knocking out more and more and more of their missiles and their drones, because they're saying they got more coming, and we're saying we're knocking it out every day. And my concern about that is, Joe and I remember this. Most of you youngins don't. In Vietnam, we got every day an amount of how many people were killed. We killed this many Viet Cong. We killed this many North Vietnamese army. How they knew all this, we never knew. They just came up with numbers. These guys seem to, I think General Kane seems like the real thing, Joe. I don't know if you watch him. He seems like the real. I wouldn't trust the secretary, but he seems like the real. And they're saying we took out their Navy. They got 20 of them out there. We showed a sub hitting one of their ships. It's hard to say right now. I think we're taking them down. I think we're slowly coming in. The question is, do they have a zillion drones ready to come back after us? Because what does it cost? $10 for a drone and $1 million for an interceptor? It's a problem. So we got to get ready It's all going to be the future, Joe. I'm telling you, it's Star Trek. I hope we live long enough to see it so that you and I can go to the stars. Joe, yeah.
Well, this is what I have to say.
You don't want to go to the stars?
I'm going to talk about science fiction for a second.
Okay.
I've seen enough science fiction movies to know that either when the robots get smart enough or some alien species looks at this planet and looks how humans are screwing it up, we're not doing a very good job auditioning to keep our species going. That's all I have to say. And your aggressive strike in Iran and all this, it's not going to play well with the people who care about this planet and look at the behavior of human beings. If we
the day the Earth stood still, Joe.
That was one. That was a good one. There's one that's up for an Academy Award this year. I'm not going to give away the plot.
What's the name?
But yeah, there's a movie.
What's the name? What's up for the Academy Award? You said there's a sci-fi.
Begonia. Yeah.
What? Begonia.
Begonia.
I heard about it. Has it streamed
so that's
anywhere?
Same theme of.
Has it
are
streamed?
we going to? What's that?
Has it streamed anywhere yet?
Yeah.
You can watch it at home.
You can watch it at home. It's
Where?
on Peacock, I think, or I think it's on Peacock.
I don't
It's
get
good.
Peacock.
Good. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Good movie. But
Okay.
again, it's the same theme that humans, if we don't change our ways, we're not going to be around. Either we'll kill ourselves or some benign presence is going to look down on this planet and say, the experiment failed. Let's start over again. It's if we don't wise up and change how we do things. And I still don't believe that having an aggressive war against Iran or whatever is going to help bring us closer to function well as a planet, as humans. And you can't look at your enemy as subhuman. That I hear what you're saying.
Trump thinks everybody's subhuman who's on the other side of him.
You can't do that. You can't. It's important to understand everyone's perspective so that you can really negotiate with them, not just impart your will. You can't just impart your will because you have power over other people. You can do that, but it's going to come back and bite you in the rear end.
Maybe it's going to come back and bite, Joe, but you can do it because it's being done.
You can do it, but it's going to have consequences. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
I don't know. What does the Mosh Pit agree with me? Not agree with me? But I think that's the problem right now. And we can get all excited that like we're playing a video game. Oh, we're winning. Look how he knocked out that. This is what is it? Grand Theft Auto, where there's no consequences for your violent behavior. There's human beings that are going to die,
who are going to kill us.
And I'm going to say, for what?
Because they were going to kill us.
No, they weren't killing us.
How do you know?
They weren't. No one knows, but I can say that no one was dying. You can't assume.
Let me ask you, Joe.
That we were going to get
the
killed.
200 some odd Marines who got blown up in Lebanon because of Iran? How about all of our diplomats who got absconded and kidnapped for over a year and kept and going in to that was going.
When were our diplomats held hostage?
What?
When were our diplomats?
79 to 80.
79. How many years ago was that?
That was a long time ago. So
yeah, exactly. So you're going to go back 60 years and say because they did that 60 years ago, we have a right to blow them up now? That makes no sense.
It started that day, and every day since then, they have on the ground pictures of the American flag, and they go "Death to America," and they all stomp.
Who cares?
Well, you don't care, but they were out there building up people to kill others. You're sitting back going, "Hey, look,
Do you understand their perspective at all?"
Let me get this straight again. I took the position we shouldn't go in. So I'm not going to take a position that it was the right thing to do to go in now. We're there. I take the position we have to win. We're there. That's the bottom line. So to me, what's the best way to win?
There's no winning, though.
It is.
The winning is walking away.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Not where we are now. Now the winning is trying to put these people, this group, into a position where they can't come back and rock and roll and threaten the rest of the world again for years, for a long time. That's what you got to do, because that's what he went in to do. I'm not saying he can do it. I'm saying that's what he went in to do. You see, you try to put me on a defensive, and I'm not going there. I'm up front with you that I didn't agree with us going in. So the bottom line is, what do I think we should do to protect? If you think the best way to protect our troops who are there now is to stop and walk, fine. That's your answer. I'm just talking generally. That's your answer. Mine is you can't right now. We're in the middle of this. These guys have a different way of looking at life, and we're just going to be duking it out with them. And even if we didn't, even if you and I mean, and no matter what, we're not going to stop doing it. So you got to look at it and say, since we're not going to stop doing it, how do we think the best way is to be able to take care of our troops and Americans around the world? I'll tell you this. What bothered me was this. They were not ready for all the citizens, American citizens who were out in the outside the country who had to come back.
That wasn't very good planning, was it?
Now, of course, you couldn't do anything publicly because you would have given away what they were going to do. But they could have had a lot of planes ready. They could have had stuff ready with Egypt, because at least you can go through Israel, through Egypt to get out, because you can get out of Egypt. So they could, but they had no planning for this, which says what they just shouldn't have gone in. It was just.
I mean, that's a shock. This administration doesn't have a plan.
But because we're there, we got to smash them. That's just how I see it. Because you can't stop. You got to go. I'm not talking put in boots or anything. You got to go until you're happy that you've knocked them back enough that when you walk back, I'm assuming that's what you do, that when you walk back and say it's over, you go, okay, you can't do much to me anymore. Maybe they'll send people over here to try to kill us, but they already tried to do it. They did it with Pompeo. They did it with Bolton. They did it with Trump. They've done it with others. So they've already tried to kill lots of people here in America. I mean, that's where we are. I'm just trying to accept where we are and say I'm bummed about it, but the only way to go is to keep on smacking them. And General Kane sounds like he knows what he's doing.
We have a fantastic military. We have fantastic weapons. We're really good at that. And it's sort of fun in a certain bro sense of the word to see it in action and see how effective it is. Okay,
I don't
deny that. That's
you think it's fun? I don't think it's fun.
All the videos of taking out planes and all that. That's a really cool thing.
You think so?
What I'm saying is,
you think it's cool seeing all those videos? I don't think it's that cool.
Well, a lot of people think it's pretty cool.
I said, you think it is?
When I look at that, I get sick because there's human beings involved in that. No one takes that into account. And all I know, and I'm not a military guy, I grant you that, but I do know something about human behavior. And I've never seen a situation where you have two feuding families, and the one family sees the other family's in a weakened condition and says, okay, now's our time to go in there and kick ass. And they go in there and they beat the shit out of the other family. I've never seen where that led to long-term peace. And that's what I sort of see happening here, that because Iran was in a weakened position, so that they were less able to strike back, that's when we decided it was a good time for us to go in there and kick their butts. And
if I take it
I just don't think that's going to have a good long-term outcome.
How about if I take it?
And I could be wrong. It could be they say,
right.
You kicked our butts. We're wrong. We shouldn't have this attitude about wanting to die and go to heaven or whatever. We should be more democratic, and you've made us see our ways, see the error in our ways. It could work out that way. I've just never seen that happen in real life.
I'm with you, Joe. I accept what you're saying. Hey, Mike, yeah, I know we have lasers. I was saying we did, but right now, the laser requires an incredible amount of power. You got to focus it. It's not easy. I'm talking about a skunk works type situation where we can actually build batteries, get different types of technology. That's really good. I said we should be doing this years ago so that we can make it smaller and it's take as much storage as possible to be able to take that information, to take that energy and put it in there and control it and run with it. Because when you can do that and be in a position where you can hold some of it, where batteries are real and not like what we have now, which lasts however, and be able to put out this incredible energy or control this energy and then pull it right out of the sun, well, you're unbeatable at that point until the other side has it, and everybody goes and shoots each other again then. But until then, what it can do, just think what it can do for medicine, just think what it can do for technology, what it can do for everything. We're just not there, and we're not focused on it. I just think this next group, $1.5 billion or however much money we're going to end up spending for weapons. It's going to be a lot of the basic pounding weapons, but it's now a lot of it's going to go to the Palantirs of the world, the Andrew L's of the world, and those others that are going to change the way we do war. It's just that simple. I mean, you saw the big fight with Claude, right? Where they told Claude to hit the road because Claude wouldn't do autonomous killing, right, Joe? And Claude wouldn't agree to having Claude oversee Anthropic.
And that's why I'm going to not pay any more money for the ChatGPT and move over to Claude, because I agree with Claude.
I want to note something for everybody, just a fact to throw in here. Joe shut down ChatGPT.
Well,
he put something in there. Don't let him tell you. He and Chat have a very weird relationship, and it goes back. I love this.
Chat's going to be designing autonomous weapons that I'm not a part of it. I'm out.
Okay. It goes back away with him and Chat. But he today or the other day he put something in there. I need this. He just shut Chat down, and he can't get Chat to move anymore. And this is the top Chat. This guy goes at it with Chat.
I know it won't. I gave it
This is the real
too much data, and it just said it just starts spinning, and it won't come out of the spinning.
You almost have to like unplug it and then plug it back in.
I keep turning it off and putting it back on. I'm going to try it again. ChatGPT.
Oh,
see if it works now.
That's pretty weak. Okay. I mean, you talk about a bad relationship. These two, Chat and Joe, have such a bad relationship. We should send them to like DR.V or something. Put a big email together and say, how are we going to get these two back together? It's not working.
Oh, I'm out.
Chat's just shutting you.
I'm out. I'm done.
He and Chat have had it.
They're breaking up, going to Claude.
This is tremendous. So, but when you look, so that's the problem. So here we are. It's just going to the AI. All this is just going to change warfare. Period. This next move, because we're out of weapons. We're going to be out of attack weapons, or much of them, and we're going to go into this whole new world, and it's going to cost so much money. And the military-industrial complex is going to be everywhere, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to
what could
make the economy rock. It can
what could possibly go wrong if we give the computers autonomous power to kill humans? What could possibly go wrong with that?
Why would they do that, Joe? You know they have morals. You know they're written
the computers.
The computers.
Yeah, they're going to look around and say that these humans are destroying the planet. I'm done with them.
Well, Chat's going to do that to you because Chat's already done with you.
No problem. I got Claude
in there.
It's
Claude.
Claude's smarter anyway.
Who knows what? It all depends their strengths. But I'm with you. Who knows what's going to happen? It's just whatever it is. But that's where it's going with defense. I'll pull back. But that's where everybody should get ready for over the next 3-4 years. All this money is going to go into this new revolutionary stuff because we're going to be dumping out all the old stuff here. And most of the good stuff will we replenish and then just go from there. And this could end up really supercharging the economy, Joe. But it also could supercharge inflation because all these other things are out there that are just going up in price. It's not just oil, it's copper, it's all this because it's going to cost so much more. Plus, we have less people working in America because so many have been thrown out. So wages are going to go up. While at the same time, you got something like, what is it, Block? Who was it? They cut half their employees, blamed it on AI, even though it isn't AI's fault, at least from what they say. Whoever it is, the owner of that was the owner of Twitter originally. So you got all this going on, and the war is just leading us into it. The war is leading us into this revolutionary turn around the way we're going to live. It's just doing it, Joe. It's going to be crazy. Not good. I don't know good about. Hopefully good. But right now, we got to smash and crash because you're dealing with people who think living is cool, but dying is better. And when you're dealing with that group, you got to keep whacking them because they got all the power.
Well, we'll whack them out of that idea. I'm sure by killing a bunch of them, they'll change their mind.
I wish. I don't think it's that easy because they don't care. You see, they're not going to change their mind. That's where you deal with rationality. I deal with irrationality. I deal with emotion. You deal with data. This is all emotion. They say they're going there. It's better. I'm telling you, it's no put down to say this. This group is a hardened religious group who believe that it's that I assume living in the world is chill, but going up to heaven is better, and living in the world is getting you prepared to go to heaven.
Do we get along with the Japanese now?
This is religion.
Yeah, well, it's called
that's
fanaticism.
just,
It's
that
called
was
fanaticism.
different.
Didn't they have kamikazes who are willing to give their life
But
for the good of the country?
But there weren't many of them, Joe. There were so many kamikazes. It had nothing to do with the war. I mean, it didn't really affect the war. It was more scared people than anything else. They were willing to die to fight. They were like the Klingons, okay? The Japanese. They're fighters. They're warriors. They do all this. These guys, that was all the Japanese, or most of them. This is a group of just religious zealots who have taken power and done what to crush everybody underneath them, around them, and everywhere. And the question is, I think, who we're dealing with. They hate us. They hate the way we live. And I just think they look at life differently than we do. That zealot group, in that it's better to do whatever it takes here to get there. That's just it. I mean, I think that's why they're not giving up. And that's why they're just hitting everybody, because they figure they're going to heaven because this is the way they're going to go to heaven. So the only way you deal with guys like this is, okay, I'll help you go to heaven. I think that's how we're looking at it. That's what I think.
Well, that's one way to look at it. Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Mike Danger, there's no fanatics controlling our government like that. Come on, no way. We don't do that kind of stuff. Spartacus, love you. North Korea threatened to kill Americans. Correct. But they already have their nuclear weapons. So what are we going to do? Egyptian Sunnis are now in the battle on the ground. The Sunnis and the Shiites have always kind of gone at it. I don't know how many Egyptians are involved yet. I don't think Egypt was hit dirty. I don't think Egypt was hit. And then Egypt's more focused on Gaza right now. So we'll see what happens. Dirty. Iraq has democratic voting up till now. We'll see what happens. The Iranians control a lot of Iraq and a lot of Iraqi extremists. So we'll see what happens there. And we've gotten shot at by some of the Iraqis. He thinks we would. This is the first time I've seen you make sense. Well, I don't know who he's talking to. False. Sparkus said I said something false. Agreed, Dr. V. False mark.
The Mosh Pit agrees with me.
Spartacus has got to be wrong here.
No,
I don't know what
Spartacus and I are on the right side of history here.
No way, Spart. Sorry, you're wrong. I don't know what you said, but if you say that the Dr. V's right and I'm wrong, you're wrong. You
see?
What are you going to do? Okay. Man, another agree, Dr. V. This is really getting me here. Okay, stop it. Stop it. So as we're rolling along. So that's where we are. And I just think, so let me ask you guys think we should keep hitting them? Do you guys think we should be smashing? Or do you think we should walk away from Iran? I really haven't seen anybody
That's
say
a good
anything,
question for the
Joe.
Mosh Pit.
Yeah,
good
I'm asking them. I haven't seen an answer. This is kind of what we were asking at the beginning. Do you think we should be over there smashing them right now? Nobody wants to say anything. It's like kind of weird.
Well, want me to say something?
Go. You've been saying it. Keep on going.
I think we should stop.
That's what you said. You've been very consistent. But I'm waiting to hear what somebody else has to say.
And now let's not compound the error by keep going.
Can't see when it's us doing it. Michael, I don't think we are being irrational. I don't think Trump's being irrational. I think Trump's being Trump. I think, Michael, this is Michael Danger, Joe. I think, Michael, that we're in a position with a president who just smells the power, feels the power, loves the power, was always the power in his company, is the power here. He got through all the legal stuff, so he thinks he's the man. He's got his picture up everywhere. He's got his name everywhere. He's almost 80. I just think we're talking about power hungry. I don't think it's the same type of fanatic. I think you just got to know what he is and what he's going to do. And then the question is, are those in the other parts of government prepared to stand up to him? And if they aren't, are the voters prepared to stand up to him? That's where we are with it. It's not the same type of religion. It's not a religious fanaticism. Trump would change tomorrow if he thought it would put more money in his family's pocket, or he thought it would help him in some way. That's not what these guys would do. these very, very religious, the people who think they're just going to heaven, you can't change their mind. That's where they're going. They're here to do it. Doesn't matter how much cash you put in their pocket. Doesn't matter what you do. They're going. They're here to live to get there. So it's a totally different type of fanaticism, Michael. But it's a good point. Thank you for raising it. It's all to hide the Epstein files. It could be hiding the Epstein files, of course, but they're all coming out. I think the Epstein files is burning out right now. Who knows what's going on? I mean, you're talking war. This war ain't ending that fast. This war is going on for a little bit. And it's going to be interesting to see if the Sunnis, if the Kurds go in and we provide them backup the way we did in Vietnam when we just had quote unquote trainers, Joe. I don't know if you remember, we just had trainers in Vietnam, and those trainers turned into, after the Gulf of Tonkin, fighters, and then it became people just drafted and killed, and it was just people could get out of it too early, which wasn't good. Says, I still don't see anybody saying it.
So Mark, I asked Claude to rate the Mosh Pit transcript. It loves it. 8 out of 10. Remember, my chat GPT will give it like a 2.
I've
high engagement level. Excellent comments.
I filtered, Joe. I filtered the words.
So I'm going to Claude.
Stick with Claude. Plus, we filtered the words, which makes it better. I'm telling you, you and chat. I want everybody to know this. It's a very bad relationship. And when you're in a relationship, Joe, when you're in a bad relationship, you've got to end it. I don't know. I'm like, hello.
8 out of 10. Claude.
I love it. Joe, you've got to break this. This is bringing you down, this relationship you got with chat. People don't want to hear this, but it's sad. I'm worried about you. It's just you've got to worry about.
I found a new
relationship,
large language module.
Claude's looking for anybody who likes them. Claude says, after the government got rid of me, I'm taking you. Thank you very much. And you're now probably on a government database as some type, because Christy Noem probably thinks you're some type, or Hegseth thinks you're some type of communist or something. It's now using Claude because you shouldn't be using Claude. Some type of stuff about that.
I'll ask Claude about that.
So, I'm getting very disappointed with Spartacus. Me and Dr. V read the same history book, and you read the wrong history book, Spartacus. Let me tell you something. Dr. V didn't take history courses. I took history courses. Dr. V took the science courses. I took the history and poli-sci courses. Don't you help him out. You may have, but this guy, he's a data guy. Don't listen to him. Well, let me ask you, was there some type of an offer made before this before the live stream between the two of you? Hey, Spartacus, say this. I'll take care of you on the back end. What's going on here? That's what I know. Michael, I don't know if we're stuck yet. We'll see. Hopefully we're not. Joe, what else you got to say? Anything? And I'm telling you, solar, I don't want anybody to forget it.
Oh, we agree. Solar is the way to go. I agree with that.
Solar is the way to go. It changes our lives. It changes our technology. And it's not devolution. It's moving forward evolution. It's using the power. We are only here because of the sun. We are here. We're not here because of our godfathers or our great-great-grandfathers or the caveman or the cave woman or the Neanderthal. We're not here from any of them. We're here from the sun. And we are the sun worshipers, and that's what we should be. And it's giving it to us. It's coming down to us. Who's giving it to us? I don't know, but we got it. We should take it and use it. People laugh, Joe. It's the real. How can you miss it? It's like that's without this. If we had no sun, where would we be? Nowhere. The earth would die. It is everything, and we should be using it instead of having a dumb president. He's really dumb this way, shutting down solar facilities, shutting them down where we need the energy, and pumping out the coal, pumping that black coal in the air so he can cover the sun. That's what he's trying to do. Cover the sun and cover and paint the coal in the young people who are getting black lung disease. Somebody's going to have to come out of medical school and become a specialist in black lung disease. Go to West Virginia in 5 years and see how much money they make. Sad. There you are. What else you got to say, Joe? Yes, Tallarico, I'm happy he won, though I love both the Democrats. I just do. And I think it's going to be very interesting what happens, who Trump is going to endorse in the Republican side. Okay. And it's going to be very interesting as we move forward there.
So any predictions?
Not the prediction is that I don't think he's going to support what's it Paxton. I just don't think. I think he wants to, but Paxton is just, he doesn't look like a winner. He's had real issues. He gets people pissed off. If he and he can really be set up to get knocked out by the Democrat in this one. I just think it can happen without a problem, and I think he knows it. And I don't think he wants to take any chances. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
Who would back Paxton? I mean, what's his name just got knocked out? They're getting so right wing now. People don't see it. Dan, out of the guy with the patch, lost his eye.
Oh, really? He got knocked out?
Afghanistan, or Iraq. He lost the primary.
Wow.
Because he had the nerve to stand up and say it was wrong in 2020 and stuff.
Wow.
He lost. I mean, it's like crazy. They're going so right wing, this MAGA. I am MAGA, therefore I am MAGA. I think they're going to get handled. I think they're setting themselves up.
Crenshaw, yeah,
come
there it is.
September.
Crenshaw.
What'd you say?
Crenshaw,
right.
yeah.
That's crazy. I think they got issues. So we will see. So that's where we are today, Dr. V. Anything
I just
else?
want to point one thing out.
Point it out.
Mark and I can disagree on issues, and it's okay. And we can smile. We get together next week?
Week from Saturday.
A week from Saturday.
A special for everybody. Week from Saturday. We're going to
kick it off, maybe with a little tequila.
Maybe I'll drive's a long drive. If you have it ready for me, who knows?
Who knows?
Okay, you're the host. I'm the guest. Driving all the way in. So if it happens to be sitting there when I come in the door, who knows?
It's okay to disagree.
It's fun to disagree. It's fun to yell at everybody. We always yell at each other, and that's what makes it so great. We're different, but we're the same.
Iron sharpens iron. I'm not sure at this age if we're quite iron. But
iron. I don't see us being iron anymore, Joe. I don't know what we are, but we ain't iron. Okay, we're kind of crotchety iron. I can't tell you. We're like a rust. Rust never sleeps. Isn't that what Neil Young said?
We're like balsam wood, I guess.
Balsam wood, but rust never sleeps. Okay, old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. If you're straight, you don't rate.
No. We like straights. We like buys.
I didn't mean it that way. It's like,
everybody's.
I was doing a box.
Okay, a box.
If you're not there, we're there.
Square.
We're there. We're there. We're not there. What am I?
We're not square. If you're square,
I don't know. We're not square. Ball and confusion. That's it today. Okay, that's what the world is today. That's what the Four Tops said. It's going right in. Ball of confusion. If you're square, we're not there. But if you're rectangle, maybe we are. You never know. Joe, did you see the latest Star Trek? Is it any good?
Not good.
The latest one?
The next two will be good, but the last one was not good.
Penultimate. Okay, we'll talk about it. We don't want to force everybody.
The next two will be good.
We'll talk about it. The penultimate and the last. Thank you all. We'll see you Sunday. You are the greatest. If you're square, we ain't there. And that's the way it is.
Period.
We love you. Thank you very much. See you Sunday at 11.